say that?
Can we just?
Oh, did you want to be in the picture? Should he be in the picture?
I don't know, is he a member?
No, he's the town council person.
Oh, because I looked at the membership online, it said always like 12 working people, he's not officially a member. They're like a
He's the
liaison.
town councilman. Yeah.
Unless you have feelings about it, I'm like.
I think that's all you got. Yeah, thank you.
All right, you should be good to go.
Extra pen, honey.
Yes.
Chairman,
All right, we can call to order. We're at 6:04. And we can start, thank you so much. We can start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, under God, with liberty and justice.
Just a reminder, if you're online, please mute yourself. All right, roll call.
Commissioner Gillen. Commissioner LaPierre. Commissioner Lindsay. Commissioner Lucas.
Here.
Commissioner Mankey. Chairman Rennie.
Here.
Commissioner Ryu. Commissioner Simi.
He's online.
Commissioner Wilshire. Commissioner Porcellini.
here.
Commissioner Andrews.
Here.
And Commissioner Morganto.
Here.
And Lindsay's online as well.
Okay.
Just for a point of order, you may want to seat your three alternates. Your alternates are Mr. Lucas, Mr. Forcelina, and Ms. Morgenthau.
I should be a full member, not just an alternate.
No, I sent you an email. You are an alternate here and you're a full member on ZBA.
Gotcha.
I checked with the clerk too. You can check with him. but
Nope,
yes.
that's fine.
All right, so
I guess
we will
I-
officially see our 3 alternates tonight. Is that good enough? Thank you.
That's fine.
Can I get an approval of the minutes? Motion.
Motion to approve the minutes from last week's meeting or last month's meeting.
Thank you. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Excellent. Minutes have passed. Public participation.
There is no one online.
Okay. Hearing nothing. We will go to the Chamber of Commerce report. I will delineate to Jenny as a board member if you have anything
Yeah,
you want to.
Jim's not here. We don't have a ton going on right now. We still are doing our networking the first Wednesday of every month at 8 a.m. at Chick-fil-A. Please join us. We have golf. The golf tournament is starting to gain some traction. It's on August 3rd, I believe. And we're going to start reaching out to businesses to start getting involved with that process. Can't think of anything else that's really happening at the moment. I'm sorry, the big meeting,
Thursday.
the big meeting, for, Chamber of Commerce, I took it off my calendar, is on, May 21st, at the Indian Hill Country Club. And, they've got some awards. You can find that online, and I think that's about it.
Okay, great. Thank you, thank you. Then we have the Newington Center Business Collective. I can touch lightly on the event that we were able to put together, the first Earth Day event. I think we all know this season has been, it's spring,
It's sort
but
of
like,
spring.
it's like 50 or like 70, right? Like, we're not, and we got the 50 that day, unfortunately.
Mhm.
I think there was great momentum behind it. The businesses were ready. We were all excited. The face painters were there. I will still say with the weather that was that night, we still had about 50 people walking around downtown
Oh, that's
doing,
nice.
doing the Earth Day stuff and kids getting face
That's
paint
awesome.
and playing with Mrs. Gomes, and then the people, heading down to us, and Not a Phase had a good turnout, and she was texting the group chat, and she was like, I'm trying to like ask people like what they're interested in and then send them like, if you have the kids like in this direction and this direction. So we already learned like next year, we definitely want to have like some kind of little map or like maybe like a passport to kind of like show like where you can go around and stuff. So, yeah, definitely something we want to do again. Is it something that should happen in April? Kind of have to wait and see. We wanted to do a spring event, so that's what happened. I will say I had my craft fair May 3rd and it was the windiest day I'd had for a craft. It was, we're redoing it. I'm redoing my craft fair in June. So you just don't know, like,
The weather's been really tough.
Yeah,
It's
you
been
just
really
don't
tough.
know.
yeah,
So,
outdoor stuff is just,
yep.
Hopefully these April showers will finally calm down now that it's halfway through May.
Now that, yeah, I'm like, if it still hits next weekend or Memorial, like after Memorial Day, then we can all get really upset. But for right now, it's kind of like,
yeah.
spring, what are you doing?
But you,
But I think it was a very good event. I think it would benefit the businesses greatly. I think doing it on, like an off night, like when it might be a little bit slow anyways, is great for people. Yeah, so.
Also, if you're telling people this is gonna be an annual thing, it will gain momentum each year.
It's like the trick or treat
Just
stroll,
like
like
the-
people
yeah,
start
exactly.
asking, like, what day is it? Like, what's going on? So,
Yeah.
I think
get
it would be, so, yeah.
And you could even, maybe next year, try and get a nursery or something to give you some little saplings that the kids can plant for trees and stuff in there,
Right,
something along those lines,
yep,
flowers, whatever.
I like
right.
that. I like that.
So good event. We'll see what happens.
so do you anticipate, Deanna, there's some other stuff going on downtown, which would be great for the downtown businesses with the car show going on
Yep.
and the waterfall festival that I think is in September.
September.
Yep.
But do you anticipate for the Center Business Collective to doing an additional event this year, or you don't know yet?
We don't know yet. We haven't gotten to all come back together and meet and kind of go over the Earth Day event and go over what we want to do next.
Mhm.
I know we want to do something at least once, like a season. So I'm sure we're gonna try to do something in the summer. Is that gonna just kind of tie in with the extravaganza and kind of work off of that? Maybe. Or maybe it'll be something different. I can give a better report next time. Cause we just haven't gotten to meet about it yet. But
was
yeah,
kinda-
doing something like once a quarter would be really nice.
It was
Or
nice,
maybe
so-
it's something that in September we work with the chamber to make the waterfall festival
Yeah.
bigger and better or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. So,
The idea that I liked was you got some new people engaged,
yeah,
right? There's some new people that, that weren't engaged before and now they are. So that's
yeah,
good.
yeah. I
I mean,
think it's good.
Kim's taken an active role, right? From,
Not a phase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She's the vice president. She's helping file the 501(c)(3) and everything.
Good.
So it's nice to see
Yeah.
people coming together. People definitely want this. They definitely want more events in the center,
Oh, yeah.
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 So I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I think if you guys have like regular meetings too with all of the downtown
Yeah.
businesses, and if they're kind of expecting that, like, like this, like you have an agenda, you have.
Right. Well,
you
and
You have things that that they
it
can
might not be
participate in.
something that
Yeah,
literally the NCBC is gonna be doing, but just the fact that now we can all come together and maybe it's something that, just the food places are gonna do a special, food thing one time. Like it might
Mhm.
be things like that where they can kind of spin off of
Taste of
it, just
Newington.
Taste of Newington, kind of like bring people, just whatever brings people downtown. That's
Yep.
what we're trying to do. So I
that's
think
great.
it'll be good.
That's great.
Any other old business? We had the fundraising and the budget discussion on there.
Yeah, that was kind of left over. I didn't know if you were completely done with it, but.
I don't know if the budget, is that something you want to touch on?
I mean, the budget passed, so you got whatever, and you
Right,
got cut a
so
little
the
bit. but-
budget is what it is, yeah,
So if you do have some remaining funds for this year, if you have something legitimate or whatever you want to try and move forward, there's probably some money left. I don't know how much. I'd have to check with Warren.
right. Well, I think one thing, we were still looking for business cards, this group, right? That was definitely one
Yeah,
thing.
if you recall, I sent you a response email and said I need a mock-up of what you want on it, so I can give it to Lauren.
Right, and I think I responded just saying, I think just the logo and the name.
I don't remember seeing that, but okay.
Actually, I don't even, or no, I think I said we need to talk about it with everybody because did everyone want their names on it? Or did we want just like Economic Development Commission? And then if you're talking to people, then you put your name on it.
That might be better, otherwise we're gonna have to order like 15 sets of
Yeah.
cards for everybody. with their
Right,
name.
that would be
Yeah.
crazy.
It
So,
makes sense for us to just have like a standard one and then we could just add our information onto whichever one we hand out to people.
right.
That makes sense to me.
And then
So, and then there was discussion about what email address you were gonna use and that kind of thing.
right. So we do have a Gmail that no one really watches because we've only really used it around the passport time.
Yeah,
So we can put that on there.
yeah.
I don't even know who that's a question for, like,
Well, I mean, you guys are gonna monitor it,
right?
so that's,
So
and
then we
that's
just use
fine.
our Gmail?
You would use, you know, whatever Newington Economic or whatever you're using. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would think so.
So I agree with the
Weird,
fact
though.
that if we put, like, you don't need to make 10 sets of cards,
Right.
right? Okay, so you just have an Economic Development Commission card. If we have a standard Gmail address, that's fine to put that on it. We just have to make sure that we have, probably on a rotational basis, people like checking that and responding to
Yeah.
it. It can't, you know, we can't put it all on you. We can't, everyone's got to sort of do that. So however you want to go forward, but I agree. It doesn't make sense to do 10 or 12 sets of
Totally.
cards.
Yeah. So
And
yeah,
like you said, if you guys, you know, if you hand it out and you have a discussion, you can put your name and number on the back of the
Yep.
card, so the business owner can reach out to you if
Yep.
they're having some
Yeah.
kind of issues.
so
Right.
let's just do
The point of
that.
contact, that's
The
fine.
Newington Chamber of Commerce just started these. And it's really just if you visit a business
Yeah,
and it says, because you are a valued member of the Newington Chamber of Commerce, I visited your business today. And then you can put your name and number, you know, or if you're having a conversation with the business owner about something related to EDC. you
yeah,
Do something similar to this, and then, you know, either on the bottom or on the back, you just write your name and number, and then, but if there's one email address, I think that would be good in case they do have information to pass on.
yep.
So,
So yeah, I think just the email address then.
yeah.
What other information do we need for the business card?
You want the town logo?
Yeah, just a standard town card, right?
Mhm. We don't have like a landing place for a website or a Facebook page or anything like that. Is it on the town or nothing that they would look any information up?
Not
From
this
the, I thought I saw something for, a developer to come on the website. I thought I saw something because it had resources and it had links and so forth. Perhaps that could just be a landing.
Yeah, there's been discussions about how to run a potential website, Facebook page, whatever. The town will, if you guys have events, we can get it posted. It'll go out through whoever does the social media stuff, and it'll get posted on the town site. So going forward, you could ask for, a link on the town webpage. Because they have a lot of different departments and stuff. They have some of the commissions have them, but typically it's just very bones information.
Mhm,
But it may be a possibility to utilize that.
mhm. Okay.
Eric, there was another budget item. We were tracking the parking study for the town center. I think there was like 30,000 requested for that. Do you know if that was approved?
I do not recall what, I think it got cut somewhat. Matt probably knows better off the top of my head.
So, exactly.
Yep.
So that item was in the town CIP, and it was a larger item that was cut.
Hmm.
But the amount that remains in that account from the amount that we appropriated in the budget is enough to accommodate that parking study. I believe it was 49,000
That sounds
for
about
the
right.
parking study, and there's more than $49,000 in that account, and it was already discussed in private at council, but I think I have the liberty to say that that is our priority together with staff, in moving forward. So that money is still there to allow that to move forward, just depending on staff, bandwidth to move forward.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All right. Are we good to move on to new business? All right, I think that would be Todd.
Well, I had some homework from the last meeting. One thing was to reach out to DECD with the busyness of the legislative session that just ended. I had talked with Commissioner Real, and we're collectively going to reach out, but we held off just because the legislative session was happening. So we'll get on that in the coming weeks. The other thing that I did, which I handed out, and we won't spend any time on this, I know our time is short, but I brought up the action steps or initiatives that are called out for the EDC in the Plan of Conservation and Development, and also the recently approved Town Center Master Plan. And there were tasks and initiatives in both of these plans that were assigned to the EDC as either a leader or a partner. As an example, the update of the zoning regulation that's being led by the Planning and Zoning Commission, but the EDC would be a partner because it's likely that we will want to review those regulations, make sure that they're business friendly, and they meet other concerns that we may have, particularly around the town center. So I created these documents to use as a guide that I plan on updating. Sorry. My plan would be, when we have time, to meet with Eric and Paul and get a status on a lot of these items. I'm not familiar with a lot. Some of these things may have already been completed. Some of these items may be in progress. Some of them we, may not have even started. But I'm going to recommend that the commission keep this as an agenda item for every meeting to at least track progress and use this as a guide to help us establish priorities. You'll see in the town center, which is a second document with the colors. The last page of that was the capital improvement projects that were outlined. And the immediate funding needs was the parking study. So thankfully, the town council approved that, so we can check that one off the list. But now the work begins, issuing the RFPs and reviewing them. And, staff is going to have some work there, but we should be monitoring that and getting updates on that and seeing where we can be helpful in that effort to keep that going. So this is a work in progress. I do plan, again, I'm meeting with Eric and Paul to go through this. And hopefully the next time we meet, I'll have some updates to put on this and bring forward.
If you'd like some help with that too, in terms of working with Paul and Eric, I'd be more than happy
Awesome.
to sit in on a discussion, over the next couple of weeks or so, we can plan on that.
Yeah.
This is really good. I was,
Thank you.
you know,
Todd, I would.
yeah, this is something that when we were talking last month, when I had asked a question about the responsibilities of this commission,
Mhm,
okay, because this is still somewhat new to me.
mhm.
And when I see things like this, it is sort of, it's an approach that we can take and we can work off of. And I do agree that it should be part of a working agenda. I guess my only question is, when they say town, is that the town council? Is it town, is it Eric and Paul? I don't know what that means.
Specifically, which item? I'm just curious.
Like on the town center master plan,
Yeah.
primary parties, town, EDC. I know it EDC and TPZ, but who in the town? Is that a Paul thing, Eric thing? Is it a town council thing? We start talking about, I'm just trying to better understand that. And
Yeah, I just pulled that from, there were grids very similar to this in the actual plan of conservation and development and the town center plan. So I can look at that to see if there was any more detail
Yeah,
that
some of
specified.
it, like monitor state and federal funding opportunities. The town would do that probably through our grant writer. So, in some aspects, there'd be different compartmentalized portions of the town.
Mhm.
There could even be another opportunity or point in the future where another small steering committee has gotten together. What I would also recommend, Todd, is I'd email this out to all the commission members for the ones that aren't here, so they have that.
I'll send it to you electronically.
Or if you want to send it to me, and I can send it out either way.
Yeah, perfect. I'll send it out. And again, this is a draft. And my printer ran out of ink as I was coming here, so I was panicking, but luckily there's not too many people here tonight. But again, I welcome your feedback. The intention is to just have a guiding document that we can keep track of things. I envision us creating more detail around initiatives, specific initiative, and tasks and next steps. And that way, members of the commission can volunteer, can take some ownership of some potential items, but we can use it to help us
Yeah, and
along.
And just me speaking, looking at this, like I said, you guys should all look at this in the next month, and maybe you can even, like, just in the section for short-term items, these 0 to 2 years, maybe prioritize those, which one are as important to the EDC. We can balance that against what we think the town and the planning commission want to see, and,
Yes.
and work that into, a more firm working kind of document.
Yeah. And also with our state delegation, and even our federal delegation, if we've identified priority projects in here that may be infrastructure projects, and other things, it can help us identify what those priorities are, as well as identify what funding is needed.
Yeah.
So, any feedback, input, please email me. And again, work in progress. Thank you.
Really great. Thank you for
Really good.
organizing that.
So much.
Heather.
Any other new business?
just tagging on to that.
Mhm.
First of all, thank you. That's good stuff.
Yeah, okay, so can we add
Um,
that on the agenda from now on?
Yeah, I'll figure out how to put something on there for you.
Thank you.
So one of the things when I see ideas like this where there's town, EDC, TPZ, okay. Now I know that, Matt and Gail participate in our meetings. We should probably start, I haven't been to a TPZ meeting in years. I've been to several town council meetings, but perhaps we should look at, an arrangement where, one of us is going to a meeting as a liaison to them, other than, the town council or someone from this group. And then to report back, to this group. What are your thoughts?
If someone would like to volunteer, absolutely.
Well, I've been doing it
That'd be great.
somewhat,
Great.
but I would think that we'd want to do, town council is twice a month, TPC, is it twice a month?
Yeah.
That's twice a month, so that's like 2 meetings
So
that,
what I can offer you there is all the meetings for TPZ are hybrid, so you can watch online via Zoom. Or like today, you could just go on the town YouTube channel and watch last night's TPZ meeting.
okay.
Yeah, again,
So-
I
so
don't have time to
If
do that
it's,
every month,
if
but
there's,
Eric would be giving us information that we.
if there's an actual item that you see on an agenda, you think you could certainly go and speak under public participation and stuff, but if it's just some stuff like, okay, I don't care, they're redoing a parking lot over here, you could watch it, just kind of get a flavor of how things go and, who the players are.
I feel that as we're partnering, like you use the word partner, we should partner. There should be more of that. So I will talk to some others too that may not be here today. And, next time we get back, we can sort of come up with an arrangement that looking, and I can talk to Eric as well. I just think that from a partnership, I mean, Gail's here, Matt's here, others have been here, and we probably should do the same, at least to have an understanding of, where we're working as a whole.
Totally.
So that's a great suggestion, and perhaps Eric has an update for us on the Stillmitten development, and I think that development for the town center went before the planning and zoning.
That's next on the
Commission.
agenda, my friend.
Excuse me?
That's the next thing on the
Oh, it
agenda.
is?
Town
Okay.
planning update.
Okay.
We always leave Eric the best for last.
Well, to Peter's point, this commission legally can go before that planning and zoning commission and speak in favor or against, any of these applications. So perhaps, this development project, we would take it up at a future meeting, depending upon the timing. And this body could vote in favor of supporting the project or not. Because
So when the Keeney building got bought last,
Yeah.
the Economic Development
Awesome.
Commission they
Perfect.
held a whole seminar for the businesses to
Great.
come in and do everything.
Great, perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
but let's see if that's probably
Are you guys done with your?
way
new
too early
business?
to even,
I
because,
have one last thing to say.
well, we're not, the commissioner comments is the very end.
Oh, regarding what we
Oh,
were just talking
go
about.
ahead.
That is
Perfect.
regarding, in response to what you were saying about the meetings and the YouTube channel. I'm not necessarily volunteering for this, but I literally watch all of the meetings all the time. Because when I'm working, I just have it in the background and it's just
Part of her
interesting.
job.
Well, I'm an architect, so I listen to all of the building meetings, the pool meetings, the, TPZ meetings, all of that. I don't necessarily take notes. I just sort of have it in the, it's in the ether, I guess.
Like white noise.
It's just, I don't know, I'm weird. I just like, and all the assessments are kind of my favorite. I love that. Those are really cool.
So
But I do definitely think that it's a great, if you go back, kind of we could make a list of all the ones that we kind of want to keep in touch with, and then maybe we could kind of
Yes.
assign people.
So you're going on vacation next week. And then after you get back, I will follow up as
Yeah.
I will with Todd and Eric.
Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
so for next time, we'll have a little bit further conversation on
Yeah.
this.
We
Okay,
could
cool.
just kind of filter through
Yeah,
and,
'cause I-
whatever you're interested in, maybe that's what you
Yeah.
gravitate toward.
Yeah,
So, if you're really interested in TPZ, maybe you're the TPC person, maybe I'm, you know what I mean? So we kind of all divide it up. So we're doing something that's actually somewhat enjoyable and interesting. I'm just, putting that out there.
all right. Thank you, Sharon.
All right, cool. Town planning update.
So first thing in responding to Mr. Andrews in regards to speaking in favor or against items. That's only gonna be able to happen if there's a public hearing on an actionable item. If it's just we'll say what we call a site plan review.
Yep.
there's no public comment on that, but
Gotcha.
certainly
Yeah.
anything with a public hearing, EDC can come speak in favor or against.
Great.
Last night, as was alluded to, we did have the presentation from the Stillman Group on their plan for the Keeney building and that property. I highly recommend that you guys, if you didn't see it, watch it on the YouTube channel. A lot of detail, a lot of information. Probably the first hour and a half or so of the meeting. So that's
If you're
there.
online, can you please mute yourself? Thank you. Taj, thanks. Okay.
So a lot of good information. If you guys have some general questions, I can answer them for you, but I highly recommend that you do indeed watch that stuff to see what the TPZ's comments were on it. There's no formal application. It was just pre-application. And all it does is non-binding. You get information from the planning commission, what they like, what they don't like, what they want to see fixed. And then they'll make a decision going forward when, if to apply, and when it happens, it happens.
And he did this before too, right?
They got a site plan modification for the things they did to the building. They didn't get that was just a small piece of work they did for that a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And now obviously this is a much bigger item. It's a huge investment in the town center and in Newington. So watch it. Other items of interest, the long awaited Casadoro extended parking lot was approved last night.
Oh, nice.
So they will be next month actually paving it, putting up the appropriate islands, retaining wall, etc. Other applications received. Sloppy Waffle is applying for a beer and wine permit to serve.
And breakfast.
Where's Sloppy Waffle?
It's on the Berlin Turnpike.
Where Songbirds was? So the Dunkin' on
Oh.
the turnpike?
Okay.
That's lovely. Welcome.
Near SK Lavery.
Yeah, a little fat, yeah.
Been there a while, yeah.
It has been there a while.
Driven past it.
And one of the bigger items that the Planning and Zoning Commission and Paul and myself are currently working on is amending the zoning regulations to comply with Public Act 25-1 from the state, which will allow what is called middle housing, 2 to 9 units on any commercially zoned property.
Yep.
So we have to make our regulations, tune them to what the state wants, so we are in compliance by July 1st. So that will be some work. And there will be public hearings on those text amendments.
So leave you alone till July 1st?
No, I'm just saying, it's,
Just
that might be one of your future meetings you want to pop in on, because it does affect commercially zoned properties. This is
Yeah.
residential now on commercially zoned property.
Really
Yeah.
big change.
Wow,
So
okay.
it's,
Okay.
so some of these, and you can do mixed use as well. So so we're trying to structure our regulations for setbacks, buffering, stuff like that. If something does go on to do you want it next to an Amazon warehouse or distribution center or somebody that's, industry, it's gonna be hard to say. We'll have to see what if we get any applications. Because 2 to 9 units is not a whole lot. I don't think you're gonna have any big developers looking at those, but who knows?
Just going back to the earlier meeting that you said about TPC yesterday, are you able to comment at all? And if you can't, I understand. Are you able to comment if there was any level of public participation last night?
So no, there was no, because it's a pre-application, there was no public hearing, so there was no,
But there was
there
like,
was no, there was a number of people the public was present, listening. All the documents that they presented are available online. If you go to the
Okay.
Agenda Center, you can open the link, you'll see everything they presented, and then you can just watch the YouTube and you can hear the back and forth. The architect, Howard Spivak, out of New York City, he did the presentation. Mr. Stillman was online. He's representing the developer and owner. And so that was it. And, it was back and forth. The number of commissioners had questions and they went through those.
Eric, did you get a sense of their timing? If, when they would file?
I did not get a sense of that. Some of the questions, some of the responses from the planning commission, if you listen, were, you know, they were proposing 4-story buildings. TPZ was more like, we want 3. So we'll see what happens, if they revise plans or if they just roll in 2 weeks with an application. We don't know at this point.
What is the Keeney building, 2 stories? Like, what is that technically?
You know, there's a
Technically,
basement in there. Yeah,
It's like a walkout.
I
with- but
know.
then with 2, yeah, so
So,
like
like,
2.
Yeah.
Okay, so they would technically want 2 more on top of
Oh, yeah.
that?
but you do have a, you know, if you haven't noticed, there is a great difference there from Market Square. I mean, you know, it's, and they showed some renderings of what it would look like from Market Square, from Lowry Place, how the
Okay. I'll watch it.
scale,
I'll watch
the
it.
scale of the buildings, how they look
Okay,
versus the existing buildings that are there.
okay.
It's on the Newington Scoop. If you go to the Facebook page, the renderings are on that.
Oh, cool,
If you wanna
okay,
Just take a quick look, yeah.
yeah.
And the renderings were they look great, but
Well, it's
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
I just know that.
But
there's-
architects do, they make it look great.
Right,
Look
right,
pretty.
right.
I will say that it's probably important, because this is sort of what I'm tuned into on all of the Newington scoops where it's sort of posted everywhere. I do like to see what the comments are. Just out of curiosity, I think that in general, people are super excited about the gathering spaces in the public and, you know, all of that. Not super excited about the housing. It's
Correct.
That's-
very clear.
And
And that's
that's what I
probably
read
what,
as well.
that's probably what, you know, the TPZ and EDC are gonna be up against, is people just not wanting any more housing. They're just gonna be like, no more, because it's everywhere.
And that's
Well,
part
it's not
of,
downtown, and downtown
Exactly.
needs apartments,
Yep.
just
Yeah.
putting it out there.
Well, is it housing that they're against, or is it all the apartments that they're against?
It was mainly just, I think the size and the scope of it was a little bit much.
Hmm.
I think that all the outdoor spaces and the things that were more on the commercial end and you know, the theater and the gathering and all that, that seemed appropriate
Mhm.
for the size of, you know, the scale of Newington.
Mhm.
But the apartments, the buildings, there were like 5 buildings, all 4-story, they were just, that was overwhelming, I think, to people. I think it was just the sheer amount of the number of units, all things like that, so just from an observation, I think that, you know, as an architect, I sometimes have to do the presentations and I want to know what the feedback is.
Mhm.
And overall, like all the comments, if you had to summarize that, people want something, but this might be a little overwhelming,
Gotcha. Thank you.
so. I don't know if you got that from people too, but
I don't too much on the comments, but yeah, that's what some I've seen and heard, so.
it's a,
And part of the Public Act 25-1 that we're working on so diligently, part of that lever in there is the state, through the cogs, are gonna tell all the towns, you need to have X amount more units. So again, that's another driving force, you know, we don't know what that allocation is gonna be as of yet.
mhm.
We will find out in the next 6 to 12 months. Once everything filters out, you know, they could say, yeah, Newington, you're fine, or they could say, no, you need 500 more units. And that's just housing units, doesn't, you know, it could be apartments, it could be homes.
Now, what's the process with them? Are they coming back for public participation, kind of like they did with the first presentation? When they actually had people interact with them?
Which,
It was for the Keeney, the first Keeney proposal, when they did. that, and-
so, yeah, I suspect if we get an application, they're just gonna go to the application process, and depending what they're asking for, if it triggers a public hearing, then there will be a public
Okay.
hearing.
Yeah.
If they can thread the needle and everything they're doing as far as setbacks and heights and everything meet the requirements,
Do whatever they want.
they can certainly try, yes, absolutely.
Yep.
They did mention some outreach to
They did, yes, they were,
explain quite much about what that outreach looks like, but they did open the door to say.
they did say they were interested in doing that, yes, correct.
I think it was received really well with that first meeting that they had, and they were
Mm.
trying to really hear the residents. I think that if they approach it that way, it will be a good thing, I think. But who's to say?
Otherwise, that's pretty much all I have. If you guys have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
Mm.
Tell me if I should wait until commissioner comments for this. So Chris from Newington Scoop sent me like a paragraph that I wanted to read into the minutes as that's a question. Like
Then I would
for
just
you.
do it under your commissioner.
Okay, then I'll wait.
Commissioner
It's
comments.
just a
that's
question for you. Yeah. Okay. Any questions for Eric? Or anything else for town planning?
Eric, just quickly, so I can keep it all on one paper here, just a number I can reach you at, because I will follow up on what we talked.
fine. Mhm. I'm sorry, what was the question?
Your,
Phone number.
the best number to reach you
Oh,
at during the day.
860-665, and I'll give you the last four digits after. I'll give you the last four digits after the meeting closes.
Gotcha.
Does anybody online have any comments or questions? Hearing none.
No.
Okay.
All right. So the next item, yeah, sorry.
So that was so no public participation.
No one is online, so.
All right.
Come on,
Yes,
yes, Matt,
please.
he's here.
Yeah, your public participation.
Please participate, public.
Hi, everybody. Matt Plord, 15 Woodsedge Drive in Newington. I just wanted to congratulate the Business Collective for a really great first event. And I know the EDC played a part in that, in obviously the membership playing a big part in that, but also the funding support. So I'm just very excited for what that Business Collective is going to do. And I've heard so many business owners already talk about how inclusive it feels and how the process has been very organic. And it just feels like a really great organization that we desperately need downtown. So I'm very, very excited for that. I also wanted to thank you, Todd, for reformatting the master plan into that checklist. I think, there's that list of actions at the back that as a council, certainly just as one counselor, I'll just speak for myself. I've been reviewing pretty religiously to make sure that we're on track, but there are a whole range of other agencies and actors that have to do their part too. And so I appreciate you working to bridge the EDC's work with that process. And I know obviously, Deanna, you served as part of that steering committee and have been very attentive to the needs of that master plan since it's been released. So I just think it's really fantastic that we come together and support the recommendations of that plan, which are ultimately the recommendations of the community. So I think that's fantastic. And I also just wanted to make a quick note while folks were discussing the Keeney building that, as Eric said, there's this pre-application period that happened yesterday, but I think we ought to consider that before and up until and if they come back with an application, all this time in between ought to be a pre-application. So if we have feedback for that developer, and this doesn't just go for them, but it goes for anybody, if they are requesting time for a pre-application, they want that feedback from the community. They want that feedback from stakeholders. So criticisms, concerns, whatever it might be, I think they've demonstrated and signaled that they actually really do take that into consideration. And the fact that they waited until our master plan was released to come before the zoning commission and get that feedback, I think also demonstrates that they're trying to do this with the best intention. So I think it's really important that we provide them with that feedback and just make our views of that project known so that it can continue to inform that development. And that's all I have.
Do we have a timeline, Matt or Eric, from the pre-application to the application? Because you're right, we should, get that.
No, so there's no timeline.
There's no time.
No.
Okay.
So if I hear that they're gonna have some public forum, I will certainly let you guys know.
Okay.
Reach out and let you know that they're gonna be doing some event. And see if they do that in the interim before a formal application. They could, but they don't have to.
Right. Okay, cool. Okay, commissioner comments. Does anybody have anything else to say? Yes.
I will follow up, Jen after vacation. Eric. So, we'll have a further discussion, but nothing other than that. Thank you, Todd, for this.
Absolutely.
Good
Yes, thank
information.
you, Tom.
I have a question. This was sent to me from Chris DuBois, who runs Newington Scoop. Let me get to where he starts asking a question. I was thinking, okay, I'm hoping you can point me in the right direction with the question. I was thinking that the streetscape project on Garfield and identity of the town center itself, there could be further connectivity of signage. Specifically, I would love to see the stop signs and street name signs at intersections in the main downtown areas to be uniform, and the green signposts featured at Garfield and Main, Market Square and Main, constantly East Cedar, and Market Square, Constance Lee. I'm thinking more like the Constance Lee East Cedar signpost that resembles the light posts along the streets in the center, but with just the street name sign at the top and the stop sign attached. The intersections I'm speaking of are the Garfield intersections of Mazzicoli Way, and he lists a bunch of intersections. Who would be responsible financially for installation of these signs? And who would approach the town to consider this? I feel this would complement the downtown area, providing attractive signage and a central theme matching the green light posts. Many towns such as New Britain and Manchester do this in their downtowns. At the very least, I hope this can be discussed at EDC as a suggestion. Thank you.
So so obviously funding for that is the big issue. We had, it was a year and a half or 2 years ago now, the signpost at Market Square in Maine was surgically struck by a car. And just to get, because they had to order the light post from Pennsylvania, it was very costly for that person's insurance company. Either way, those were all done and installed as part of those streetscapes, as pointed out. If they had done the streetscape continuing down Garfield, they would probably be included, because if you, right across from you, OFI, they have the Sternberg lights that are just like that. So if that ever gets continued, I imagine they would do that. I'm not aware of any thoughts of extending that down to the
Okay.
town hall campus.
And then he can just come back with, do you know when the master plan will be discussed as a whole again? Or
So
like, is that all just kind of broken up now, or?
there will be some discussions going forward, especially if there's an application for Keeney, because they are going to be in that center. And again, depending on what they may or may not be asking for, that will be part of a discussion.
Okay.
Obviously, when the Hartford Healthcare property sells, again, we would probably be working on it now, honestly, if not for the Public Act, where we have to get our regulations
tied up.
applied. So,
Yeah. So talking about like cohesive signage and all those things that came out of the master plan. Remember when we did all the stickers of like where we think that our signage would go and things like that?
I mean, Paul still has, I know he's been working a little bit on the wayfinding stuff, wayfinding signage,
Okay,
downtown area.
okay,
But again, we're just kind of bogged down with other things right now.
okay. Can we be involved if any signage comes up for downtown?
Yeah, I would certainly, as the EDC, I would just reach out to Paul and just say, hey, we would like to be at least in the loop
Yes,
on design, location, whatever.
yes.
And
I just feel like I've had a lot of people tell me what they think and want, and so we might be able to get some things put together there. All right, cool. Any other commissioner comments? Online, okay. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank
Aye.
you. Thank you. Very
Not official
good.
till you bang the gavel.
Oh, really? No.
It's just one thing.
he just wanted somebody to do that. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank